Yo, 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 good morning, everybody. Welcome to the SBP. We are live, as always, funky, fresh in the flesh, and all that good stuff. As always, I'm your boy, Prime Source. What is good?
Funky fresh, dressed to impress, ready to party. What's happening, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good this morning. Nice Sunday morning. We have no football today, but it's plenty of things to do, plenty of things to watch,
What you
plenty of
mean?
things to
What
discuss.
you mean? No football, Prime? How dare you disrespect the greatness
Football
of the
today,
Pro
man.
Bowl?
The greatness of the Pro Bowl. Wow, they still out here doing events. I think what they doing. I ain't say kickoff. They're doing whatever they're doing at 3 o'clock. So
Yeah,
for those of you who are interested,
yeah. I'm gonna let y'all have it. Now I might check in. If I'm sitting in the house, I might watch some, and I might be in the house to be honest.
yeah, it'll be how I do. I might throw it up on something to the side, but I ain't need to have no sound up. It don't need to interrupt anything that I will have going on today. Especially, I peeped in Friday and Saturday on some of the things they had going on. I saw Geno Smith out there looking horrible in the accuracy contest out there. And then of all people, your homie, Baker Mayfield, was up there lighting it up yesterday. Like he beat CJ Stroud. And I was glancing by this stuff. I'm not like paying a whole lot of attention to it, but I'm like, you got to be kidding me, bro.
Yeah, I missed it all. I know you did mention that yesterday to me
Yep.
about Baker, but I missed it, bro. I don't know what's going on. And Baker's involved, and I'm really not checking in.
That's your boy, man. That's your man's.
No, he is not.
Appreciate all y'all checking in. Good morning. Don, what's up, my man? What's up, fam? Glad you made it up this morning.
Right?
Yeah, good hanging out with y'all boys last night. Big Mo, what's good? What's good, my man? Richard, what's going on? Everybody that's out there. Hey, look, man, you know how we do it here on the SBP, man. Sports talk is our thing, but hip hop, television, and movies are always in play. We got plenty of sports we're gonna jump into today, but we are nearing the end of the season. So those of you, if you know, we got two other things that we incorporate heavily into this group, especially in the football off season. So we'll be back with Run It Back, where we'll be picking. We probably do 3 or 4 movies this year, and we'll get out there and discuss them. If you want to come on with us after the rewatch and be a part of the show, let us know. And then we also have Know the Ledge, where we're gonna talk some hip hop. And this year is gonna be a special year. I'm not gonna get too deep into it right now, but some classic albums debuted about 30 years ago. So we're gonna jump into that as well. I'm sure we'll have some guests on at least a couple of those shows. So I'm looking forward to that. Not that I'm trying to rush the football season to be over, but
Right.
hey, gotta have something to get into, man. And why not get into things that we get, that we love to do in our everyday life when we're not doing this show. So Bernice, what's good? Happy Sunday to you. Wes,
V.
my man's, what's good? Yeah. But yeah, man. So I figured we get on here. It's a lazy Sunday. That's the title of today's show, Lazy Sunday. So we're gonna kick around about 3 or 4 topics, and then we're gonna get out.
Hold
And I
on,
think
hold on, Brian. Hold on,
what's up?
Brian. AV. Look, I act like I can't just, message you about these type things and just ask you directly. But since you're here, how many years do I need to be in small business in order to get a grant? I'm just trying to find some money. I'm trying to find some money. What I need to do? Do I need to call somebody? You're the person to call. I know. Don't put your business in the street. I'm sorry. My bad. Don't worry about it. All right, another day, fine. Go on, Brian. What were you talking about? What we doing?
Hey, I assume we're talking about blocks because squares because Mo said he need that 00 when you pull up. So I guess he talking about some blocks, man.
Hey, look, hold on. Let me look. Yeah, Mo got some spots. I ain't gonna put your business in the street, but I did Vernice, so I might as well do you. Yeah, Mo got 5 blocks. Shout out to everybody who's got 10 blocks or more. Y'all are the
Oh,
real
that's supposed to be 10
MVP.
blocks or more?
Bro. Oh, would you like to know how many?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me
All
check
that
my
business out there. This our show.
let me check my list. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 different people with 10 blocks or more. No, 5. 5 different people with 10
Oh,
blocks or
y'all
more.
got money.
Oh, you got money. And if I count the people, I'm not even counting people that sent in sheets for other people. Like, I need some for this person and this person. No, I'm talking about the person specifically. Yeah. I'm not mad at you.
Y'all got money and trying to win more.
See, I'm trying to win all the blocks. Trying to
Did
get
you put
more.
a second joint up?
Huh? Oh, the second one, there's 30 spots left. 30 spots left. But that's it.
I
I
started
don't
not
want to
to
say
mess
it's
with it because I know these cats was hungry and greedy, but I didn't know they was that greedy.
bro, they own it. They own it.
Yeah, well, I'm about to hit you for 2 blocks when we up out of here. I'm gonna take 2 blocks on that joint.
Word.
So, right.
Yeah, we definitely have 30 spots left. Like, I think it's exactly 30 spots, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And worst case, if we get down to 10, I'll take 10 more, just to, throw 5 on one, 5 on the other, just to finish it out. But I think it'll be fine. It's a whole week. We've been able to do 100 in a week. So I figure. Oh, also, I don't know if I mentioned this in the comments previously, but the first one that I posted, that jump filled up by the end of the night.
Ooh.
I just ain't say nothing because I didn't want people to slow down who were trying to.
Same
day. It was like 9 hours, something like that.
So
that
like
was
Taylor
full.
Swift tickets, right? Same day, right?
Exactly. Yeah. They tried to shut the website down.
Didn't that happen with Beyonce too? I think somewhere Beyonce, when she was on her tour, they had a joint where they put up the tickets. I'm saying the junk crashed your website same day.
I know Taylor Swift junk did, but
yeah. Oh, Taylor had all type of problems. I remember that.
Her
she was mad with them folks too. Yeah. So, but yeah. So it is what it is. Queens get the money, and whatever city you're in, trying to get the money too. That's what it is.
Right.
Caesar, good morning. Jawan, what's up, my man? Look, Super Bowl is a week away, bro.
Yo.
And we ain't got to get super deep into it. We can worry about that next week after we get all the intel and everything is going on, and we had time to really sit back and think about this thing. But both teams are arriving today in Vegas. So both teams will be settling down today, man. And let the game plan to begin. If it hadn't, I'm pretty sure it's already begun. Knowing Andy Reid, you know what I'm saying? Knowing the coaches on both sides, the game plan started the second their games were over last week, to be honest with you.
What are the chances of Jalen Hurts being the MVP?
The chance of Jalen Hurts being it? Oh, no.
No. Oh, okay.
It's just in my personal opinion, it's a 3-man race. Honestly, probably a 2-man race. I'm gonna be. That's just my personal opinion. So I would go from number 3. I'm gonna put McCaffrey in there. I mean, I know people are talking about Purdy. I'm gonna put McCaffrey there. Number 2, believe it or not, I still think it's Dak Prescott, and I think Lamar is still number 1.
Oh, I'm in the Super Bowl.
Oh! You said Hurts? I thought you was going back to like just you talking about the Super Bowl.
I'm talking about this week upcoming. What are the chances Jalen Hurts is the MVP? I'm keeping hope alive. Or some people don't.
You're trying to keep alive, bro.
Listen, if 45 can still be president to some people, Jalen Hurts still has a chance to be the MVP of the Super Bowl. I don't care what nobody says. I won't believe like they got belief.
He still got a chance.
Still got a chance. They already counted the numbers. They're not playing no more. Fake news.
Yeah, Bruce, what's good? Chris
Fake
Lewis.
news.
I appreciate y'all stopping through, man. Knocking on our door today, coming on in. Yeah, come on, bro. You had me on that one. I'm like, oh, you got to be talking about for the season. The Super
I'm
Bowl.
saying, apparently we believe in what we want to believe, so I want to believe in something too. Sure.
Yeah, man. So it's gonna be a rematch of the Super Bowl from the 2019 season. Of course, if you remember, the Chiefs won that game 31-20 after having a monster fourth quarter. If you remember the back then, I believe the Niners scored 10 points in the third. The Chiefs didn't score a daggone point in the third, and then in the fourth, they ran out 21 unanswered on them people, man. So yeah, but there's a lot of differences in this one too.
Cuzzo said he remembered it. We ain't got to wait for him to say it.
Oh,
you remember?
Funny, bro.
Sorry.
I was just saying we were just. I mean, it was just comparisons from that year to this year. It was just something different. This year gonna be a little bit different. If you think about that Chiefs squad had Tyreek on it.
Yeah.
And Damian Williams was the main tailback. Remember, he had a nice game. He scored a couple of times in that Super Bowl. And on the Niners side, Jimmy G was a quarterback. Right? Jimmy G was a
quarterback.
Yep.
Who played running back in that game? Because that was
where shoot.
That was with Mostert.
Mostert was in there.
It was because they had the three backs. They had three backs at the time. Yeah.
Mostert was in there. Hey, Don, what's the receiver the boy y'all had? I think he ended up being y'all leading receiver in the game, like 60. What's the boy? He's not on the team anymore, I don't think. What was the boy? I can see him now. I just can't think of what his name is. I don't know. Somebody, it'll pop up now, but it didn't matter. I mean, it wasn't enough. It was a value effort.
McKinnon. McKinnon? But McKinnon?
No. I was talking about, well, I guess they bringing up McKinnon.
Yeah, McKinnon.
But McKinnon also, I see Ant talking about, they said that McKinnon possibly back for this Super Bowl.
Who were the three back? Wasn't McKinnon? Am I tripping?
Oh, you're talking about San Francisco?
Yeah, 3 years ago.
Yeah, you might be right.
They had three. It was three backs. It was Mostert. God, wasn't it McKinnon? It was somebody that is a small back. It was a small back that could catch the ball.
What's the other boy that went to Miami? Beside Mostert.
Jeff Wilson Jr.
Was it Wilson?
I don't think so. I don't know. Now I gotta Google. Sorry. But yes. Yeah, football.
So it is going to be a very interesting game, man.
Letty said, "What's going to be the excuses this year for San Francisco?"
It's funny as it sounds, even him being a Chiefs fan, it's a valid question. I mean, I know Niner fans not gonna like it, but it's a valid question because they have been the kings of getting to the championship game. They've gotten to the Super Bowl, but they're just not bringing home that hardware. So, I mean, it's a valid question. Like it or not, it's a valid question. I don't want to say a forward. I do believe if San Francisco does not win this game, though, they deserve some smoke. I just honestly, because since, granted, they've been great. The organization is great, from top to bottom, well put together. But we clown a lot of teams, specifically the Cowboys, but a lot of teams for not winning the Super Bowl. When's the last time the Niners won the Super Bowl?
All right, now I don't think that's what we clown the Cowboys for exactly, Prime.
No, not you. No. Let's be clear.
Oh,
maybe
the people.
You don't.
The people.
There are times. What do you hear just as much as anything else? When the last time y'all won a Super Bowl? So you hear two ways. You hear when the last time y'all went to the Super Bowl. That's fair. The last time y'all Cowboys ain't won a Super Bowl since the 90s. My question is, and it's not to clown the Niners, but we got to be honest. Okay. They don't win this Super Bowl next week, Source.
Mm-hmm.
How do we classify them?
Okay, I see what we're doing here, Prime. I see what we're doing here.
I'm just asking.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you. Bruce,
no, but I'm just saying.
do we put them in the same category as like general as the Buffalo Bills of the 90s?
I think they can be in that category, but not overall as an organization because the Niners got rings. They got 5 of them things.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about the time frame of like being there but not getting the job done. If that's what
So
that
my
means.
thing
I'll
is,
put it.
at the end of the day, you play the game to win the Super Bowl, to bring home the Lombardi Trophy.
Mm.
Now, you can't do it every year. So if you're a team that gets there one time in 20 years or whatever, and you get there and you don't bring it home, okay, somebody got to lose the game. But when it gets to the point when you've been on that stage multiple times and do not win it, and you haven't won anything in over 30 years, there has to be something out there. They have to be put in some type of category.
The disrespect.
No, I'm gonna liken this to this. This is what I'm saying. I don't expect any 49er fan to abandon their squad because they shouldn't. Right? You stick with your squad, win or lose. You can go to 5 straight Super Bowls if you want. If you don't win any, I got so much respect for you. You stick with your team, right? Don't go on it. It's kind of like when I tell people when I do talk about the Cowboys a little bit in the Dak situation, right? People are talking about, well, you got to pay Dak because it's going to be for the betterment of the football team because they're going to it's going to free up some money for you guys to be able to sign people. And Cowboy fans look at me like I'm crazy. I've seen the same thing every year when it comes to number 4. We gonna shine. You know what I'm saying? For 17 weeks. And then we're going to look scared to death. Like a deer in headlights when we get in the playoffs. I am willing, if they were to turn around and tell me that they weren't going to sign Dak Prescott and do the dumb thing and make him pay on that $60 million this year, and that means we're going to go 8-8 because we can't sign anybody, I'm with it.
You say 8-8. That's too good. You got to look at it worse. You got to look at it worse. Look at it 6-11. 2 years.
We go 6-11 then.
2 years.
Cowboy fans, y'all ain't got to agree with me. I don't care. They're gonna still be my squad, but I do understand that the way they talk about the Dallas Cowboys and what happens with Dak Prescott is valid. What they say about Dak Prescott is valid when it comes to the playoffs. So when we talking about validity, what are we going to say about the San Francisco 49ers? They get to this Super Bowl and don't win it. Something got to be said.
Does it? I mean, yeah. I guess.
It does. So when the last time they won the Super Bowl? This will be big for them, man.
When is the last time they won a Super Bowl?
How do you think the San Francisco 49ers are going to feel next week if they are bringing home the Lombardi Trophy? We were sitting there laughing. I don't know if it's going to be to this extent, but it's similar. Folks were laughing at the Detroit Lions when they cried, when the fans was crying in the stand because they was going to make the playoffs.
Yep.
I'm not saying the Niner fans are going to be out there acting like that. But if you've been so close all of these times, and you ain't won none since the 90s, you haven't won one since the 90s, and you finally break through, it's going to be a little extra with them, and deservedly so. But if they lose, deservedly so, they should get some smoke.
So you celebrate if you win, but you get smoke if you lose.
Based on the circumstances, yes. If that was the Eagles, say it was Philly playing in the Super Bowl next week. If the Eagles were playing against Patrick Mahomes next week, and y'all lost the Super Bowl, right? It might be a little less smoke. So that means you had lost with your last 2 trips, right? But you just won one a few years ago. So it's going to be a little less smoke.
Are you acting like you forgot last year how these people acted when the Eagles lost?
Yeah, because of Eagle fans.
Oh, that's because of Eagle fans. These was acting crazy last year with the Eagles lost.
Yeah, well, I mean, I ain't gonna get into that, but it's some validity to that too. But I'm just being honest. At least y'all can say, even though it took y'all forever to get back there, y'all won a Super Bowl. How many years ago?
7.
7?
6, 7.
I'm just saying, at least y'all won. So what? Y'all 1-2, and you would have been 1-2 in your last 3 trips, but you won one. That's all I'm saying.
So are the Cowboys and the 49ers the same in your opinion?
Are we the same?
Mm-hmm.
No, I got to give them respect, man. They consistently. I'm saying we don't build winners, but they're aggressive when they come to trades. They make the necessary moves. They have a really good front office. And though I'm just near talking about you can't keep getting to these championship games or the Super Bowls and not winning them, I'll give them some points for at least getting it. We ain't been to an NFC championship game, bro. You know what I'm saying? I thought that could have been in the plans this year, at least getting to a championship game. So, in a sense, we're the same. I might rank them right now, so this a little bit higher than us, based on the success that they have had recently.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I was just curious. How you were looking at it from the inside, from inside the house, because I don't even think about San Francisco when I think about teams that haven't won a Super Bowl recently. I don't even think about San Francisco in a negative way because I'm like, I mean, them people they be hanging around. They be hanging around on a regular basis. So
man, look at this. So why can't I? See, I can't get no team, no smoke for making the Super Bowl. Why I can't? It's circumstances to this. That's all I'm saying. They win that joint next year. 49er fans, honest 49er fans, like Don, the rest of these got JB. If they look deep down in their hearts and they win this thing next week, respectfully, you can't tell me it ain't nothing, a little extra feeling behind it just because of what they've gone through recently of not being able to get over the hump. It's going to be a little extra behind that. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a little extra behind that. If the Chiefs win it ain't going to be no extra behind it. They've been doing it.
Yeah, and if they lose, I mean, what people gonna say? They won last year. They
won last year, and they probably they got a good chance of being back here at least once or twice in the next 3. So I'm just saying, 49er fans are going to feel a little extra, man, behind this thing when it actually goes down. You wouldn't? You wouldn't?
As if I was a 49ers fan?
Based on what they've been through over these last few years of making it to the championship games and to the Super Bowl and not bringing a trophy, you wouldn't feel a little extra behind that victory?
I don't know. Because, I mean, who can talk just fandom to fandom, 32 fandoms? Who can talk crazy to the 49ers in recent history? Like, you can go long term and say Pittsburgh.
Oh, nobody.
You can argue Pittsburgh if you want, but really, you can say Kansas City and then nobody else, because can't nobody talk crazy to them. So to me, talking crazy about the 49ers, because they won Super Bowls and their last Super Bowls in the 90s, but they've been in contention recently, and then if they win this one, I don't know.
Well, no, I tell you, yeah, some good point in the comments though, and very rarely this guy makes a good point.
Caesar?
Yeah, they can talk crazy.
They can say whatever they want.
Not only are they on a winning streak, but they didn't beat. That means they will have beaten these people
twice recently
in this run. So they could actually talk crazy if they win next week.
Right.
So, but that's all I'm saying. I just wondered because I know a couple of people, Nana fans, and it's every fan base. So I'm not just singling out Nana fans, but Nana's the talk right now is deservedly so. They talk a little crazy, right? And I'm saying, what point do y'all get some smoke? If we're in this thing just to make it to championship games and Super Bowl appearances, is that what we really here for? Or are we here to bring a trophy home?
Only one team gets to bring a trophy home per year.
Hey, Source, let me ask you this, bro.
Yep.
How happy were you when the Super Bowl was over last year?
Last year?
Mm-hmm.
How happy was I?
Yeah.
Wasn't happy at all. I was looking at James Bradbury. And I was looking at a lot of different directions. But anyway, yeah, I wasn't happy.
No, say his name right.
Trashberry?
Badbury.
Oh, Badbury.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah. But yeah, I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy.
So you weren't
But
happy.
yeah, but go on.
But even though, so you weren't happy, even though y'all had just won a Super Bowl about 6 years before that.
Right.
Okay. Now, think about it.
Uh-huh.
What happens next week? I think Kansas City will feel bad if they don't win it. But I don't know if it's going to be the same type of sting if San Fran, than it is if San Francisco don't win it.
Right, because Kansas City just won it. I
Yeah.
believe.
Mm-hmm. We be back. And that's what they say.
That's what they say.
Yeah. It's going to be an interesting matchup. I can't wait till we break down. What would that be? Super Bowl 58 next week at this beautiful stadium. I want to go to this stadium too. My man's telling me that joint is amazing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they're like a Starship Enterprise out this show. That's crazy. So, like the early odds I saw, I think they moved to the Niners -2.5.
Wow.
As well. So they're expecting a close game.
Letty still will be Letty, even though San Francisco is favored. Letty gonna be like, how all y'all gonna pick against Kansas City? How you gonna pick against Kansas City? Like the world isn't picking against Kansas City. like the odds are favored in San Francisco's, San Francisco's favor. Letty still be like, no, what about Kansas? You gonna pick against Patrick Mahomes? How could you? Because the odds say that he shouldn't win. Apparently, that's what they're saying. That ain't what I'm saying. That's what they saying.
Prime talking crazy right now. Yeah, I always talk crazy. You do too. West, yep, they haven't won since '94. They've been in contention for over 10 years. Feel like they have nothing to show for it. And I think any 49er fan, if you're a true fan, and not just getting mad at what everybody says, I think you understand this statement because it's got to be true. Got to be true. You'd have thought that the Niners up to this point would have had at least one of the rings right now, So maybe they go get that thing next Sunday. Maybe they do.
This is wild to me. This is wild. This is a wild. This is funny. This is very interesting view of this this moment, I guess.
Yeah. Just something to think about. It's just something. I'm gonna be honest with you. This has always run through my head. I don't say too much because people always think you started something. But I actually saw this conversation on the platform formerly known as Twitter, and it was actually started. It was worded a little different, but it was actually started by a San Francisco 49er fan, basically saying, "When are we gonna finally get it done?"
Yeah, I've actually heard. Yeah. As we talked about Allen yesterday, I think Allen said something not exactly like that, but to the same extent. Like, how many chances does Shanahan get? I guess I don't remember his exact wording, but
yeah, it was. So this is the thing. So I told you about how they had spaces on that platform.
Yeah, they had it.
So the space that I actually went into was a 49er space. I looked up there and says 49. So I want to hear what they was talking about, right? And I was like, once I started this, I listened to the thing for about 30 minutes. They were going on for a while. And to hear that get brought up by somebody, and then more and more Niner fans were chiming in on it. And I said, well, I've been saying this all along. I've been thinking it. Folks gonna think I'm hating. I'm just being real. But it was kind of refreshing to hear 49er fans talk about this, about like when we gonna get this thing done. It's been far too long. And I said, okay. Niner fans, they realize it. They realize it. So a couple other quick things here. What we got? Fun fact. When they built that stadium, a Chiefs fan buried a Chiefs flag under it. And okay, that's true. Hey,
I know that's
you talking about Legion Stadium?
Yeah.
So also buried one under SoFi.
Reckless.
Wow, my man is hyped and he is ready. Wow.
He is.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Hold on.
He gonna tackle somebody before Sunday.
You think he can make it this Sunday without he can't make it this Sunday? Tackle somebody?
He gonna tackle somebody before
He ain't
Sunday.
going to the game? You ain't going out there to the game, bro? Maybe to tackle somebody at the tailgate.
Yeah.
Dude on the grill with a spatula in his hand. Blam! Remember the old office linebacker joints?
Yeah, Terry Tate.
No doubt, man. We cannot wait until next week, man. We can't wait till next week when we have a more in-depth breakdown on our thoughts of how things will go down, who's going to win it, some things to look for. Shoot, we ain't gonna talk nothing but the Super Bowl, so I don't know, maybe we lay down some fun, just for fun prop bets or something. Somebody, McCaffrey over 75 yards rushing. Something. We'll figure it out.
Right.
We'll have some fun with it. What else we got, man? Let's move on. More Super Bowl talk next week. Let's get into this right here real quick. We have some NFL coaching news, man. Some things went down. And so I got something to tell you.
Uh-oh.
I got something to tell you, man. So the Washington fans got plenty of beef because they don't like their new commander-in-chief. Thought they had Ben Johnson. That would have been a win, but they had to settle for Daniel Quinn. Them people do not like it. I don't know if you checked the post when I asked them how they felt about it. There's some unhappy Commanders fans in this group, man.
Bars. My man Andy said that he says a Ron Rivera retread, basically. He said he's the same guy. He says the same guy. Dang. I don't have no feelings about it. Now, what I expect to hear over the next however long is Dallas fans being like, "Oh, we the whole division. We the OC in Philly. We the head coach in DC. Blah blah blah." That's what I haven't heard that yet. I haven't heard anybody say that, but I'm waiting to hear because I know it's gonna happen. Let them do something good.
Happen because I don't think good. Most of those people that you talking about, the Cowboy fans, some of them was ready to let them go anyway. So
right, it don't matter though. It don't matter if they do something good.
You haven't even mentioned now on the flip side of that. You talking about keeping it in the division. I don't know if you've even heard the talk about both Ron Rivera and Del Rio possibly interviewing for the Cowboys defensive coordinator jobs.
I was like, they said, switch, face off.
We'll keep it in the family.
Nicolas Cage out there, John Travolta.
Yeah, so your man come through with basically with 43-42 regular season record, 46-44 overall for his career. It just, I don't know, man. it's like the I think the Washington fans were just knew they were getting Ben Johnson. Just knew like it was there, and the news came out. He just wanted to stay in Detroit, and this just feels like a real uninspiring hire. I think it would have been great. I still think he would have been great. Would have been good for Seattle, but this doesn't seem like this is the right fit for him down in DC, man.
You would have thought with new ownership, they would have wanted to make a splash with this hire, and there's nothing splashy about Dan Quinn being your new head coach.
I mean, giving up 25-point lead, that ain't splashy. They hope they don't bring that over there.
Say, oh, that was different.
Mess around and pull that DC. They might not get a new stadium. People just pull out of the funding.
Nope.
Oh, that's okay. We're gonna revoke our offer. And they still be sitting over there putting band-aids on FedEx. But yeah, that's just very interesting. And tell you what else is even crazier though. We talk about these coaching news, man. Is again we bring up what this is going to leave Eric Bieniemy, because they said Bieniemy interviewed for the job. Now we're hearing in DC that they have their eyes on certain people as far as coordinators. So Bieniemy might not even be there. So then we shifted our attention to, okay, well, the Raiders might pick up Bieniemy because of blah, blah, blah. But it's coming out earlier today that Luke Getsy is a favorite to get that job. So we're going to be talking about Eric Bieniemy. It might not even be in the league next year. You didn't gamble and then you sitting at home.
Remember what we said, man, I don't know if we said it specifically, but it was said a few weeks back. Bieniemy going to end up back in Kansas City. That's when things weren't as smooth in Kansas City as they seem to be right now. Yeah. It would, I don't want to say a pity hire.
Quality, it's too old.
I ain't saying it would be a pity, but it would just be taking him back just to take him back if he went back to Kansas City, I think.
Well, he can hope that that OC job comes available again after the season in Kansas City. Or he can hope, as some people are speculating, we did the same thing last year, that Andy win another chip next and decided he want to go and spend time with the grandkids. And he interviewed for the job in KC.
Right.
I mean, you can only hope. Like, I don't know. Like, I told y'all, I just, the whole situation didn't feel good for me with him going over there. There's the things that can happen. Now, we saying, listen, we pick up the paper tomorrow, flash calls ESPN, and the Commanders all of a sudden decide to keep him. Right? And I still know that's a great situation, but he still have a job, right?
I mean, and it's possible.
Yeah. You'll get paid regardless.
It's possible, but dang.
Poor Bieniemy. Other coaching, we were talking about this last night when we were together. We were talking about Belichick not coaching, and see Belichick on a podcast. I've been thinking about this, right? So not so much about the podcast, because when you Don and I was joking about him and Brady doing a podcast together. We know Brady gonna be great. Brady gonna be good on the podcast. I couldn't see your boy. But what if they develop a show, whether it's college or pro, preferably pro, or one of those look-ins like they do with Peyton and Eli, but they got Saban and Belichick. What you think?
Ooh, I think there's a group of people that would eat that up. There's a group of people that would eat that up. Yeah, hey, there's a market for that. I think there's a market for that. They would probably knock Peyton and Eli out the box for real.
Well, they got to be good to do that because them dudes are funny.
I mean, it's Peyton and Eli. I don't know. I don't know.
Look, here we go.
Bring Bon Jovi on that joint every once in a while.
That's the name of the podcast right there. The name of the show.
Grumpy old man. Grumpy old coach.
Grumpy Old Man and the Clipboard. I don't know.
Yeah.
What would be the name of that podcast? Grumpy Old Man and the Clipboard.
Grumpy old coach, just grumpy old, just grumpy.
ESPN presents to you the Get Off My Lawn podcast.
There you go. There
Featuring.
you go. Eric Bieniemy could be on that, Joan, though.
But they got that's the beautiful thing, though. Saban and Belichick can have guests on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be crazy. Yeah. Hey, they can give what's the name a temporary gig, too. He won't be old man, but he can pop in from time to time since he probably ain't going to have a job. Vrabel,
yeah.
I'm not convinced that Vrabel not going to end up somewhere next year, though. I was thinking about him going back to Pittsburgh, where he played and getting on that defensive stand. They don't have any defensive openings, but I mean, I'm sure they can make up a title and put him over there.
Yeah,
make up stuff for like a year, Something don't exist.
I mean, he could take a year off. He'll be fine.
Yeah. I hope a jury get him on the phone and bring him to Dallas. Even though we got Mike Zimmer interviewing, talking about trying to come back. So
yeah,
we'll see. We'll see with that. So very interesting, man. We got anything else football we need to holler about? We should talk
anything else about football?
Yeah.
I don't think so, Prime. I don't think
that's what didn't happen.
I don't think there's anything
interesting. I will say this. I think it was a Big L. My man Lawrence had put in there. He says that he thinks that Kelsey will retire if they win this Super Bowl and go out the same with his brother. What you think about that?
Yeah, I thought that was an interesting comment. That was earlier this week, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I thought that was an interesting comment. That would be cool for them, I guess. Travis is what, 34?
Something like that. He's 30.
Yeah, I think he's 30. I think I could be wrong, but I thought I heard he was 34 not too long ago. The possibility, but would you really want to do that if you're Travis Kelce? Are you really ready to hang up the cleats? You just got this Taylor Swift thing going. If you can hold on to this relationship until next season, man, the podcast will go crazy. Imagine a whole off season with Taylor Swift and then your podcast back at the beginning of forward at the beginning of next season, and you're actually back on the field, and then you have Taylor Swift as a guest. Man, I don't even know. I don't know, man. I don't know.
They mess around. They stick together. Mess around and get married, man. They might get a reality show.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. Travis and Taylor.
Definitely a show.
That's going to do numbers. Don't get it twisted. I know y'all tired of saying it, but that joint will do numbers, bro.
Numbers. Y'all be mad too, boy. Y'all would be mad.
We talking like with Nick Lachey and Jessica Simpson. This joint gonna go mega. You feel me?
And that was such a brutal show. Yes, we used to watch that show in this household, and man, they used to make Jessica look so stupid.
Mm-hmm.
That was terrible. Terrible.
Indeed. So we're gonna see what happens with that. I don't know if he's really retired, especially when he's there was a point during the career when he wasn't looking like himself. He was dropping passes, wasn't getting open. And then the playoffs hit and he hit the reset button. And he looking like money again like he did last week. So would he really want to hang it up when he's still that dude? So
right, exactly.
I mean, some people want to go out on top. Some people just want to go out not looking bad, but he still can play at a high level, as long as 15 back down that other end. So
that's the key.
That's gonna be something to watch right there. All right. What else we got over here today that we're gonna talk about on this lazy Sunday?
What we got? It's a lazy. Yeah.
Let's talk some NBA real quick.
You were talking about last night? No. Oh.
I wouldn't talk about last night. What you want to talk about? The Lakers beating the Knicks?
That's all I got. I ain't got nothing for.
Oh, I ain't got no feelings about that. We hot, bro. We been hot. I'm happy with where it is. Look, we hung in that joint, short-handed and all. We hung in there. Yeah, I lose sometimes. So, shout out to the Knicks. But speaking of last night, trade deadline coming up. What you want to see for them Lakers, man?
Is Jesus available?
You're on the main line. Tell him what you want.
I want. I don't even know what I want, to be honest, because I don't know. I don't know. LeBron has to change. Change. Well, not has to change. LeBron changes who he needs to be based on the people around him in most cases. I'm still wondering about, like, if I say the words 3 and D, do you think Torian Prince? Do you think Cam Reddish?
Hey, Cam Reddish.
I don't know, but I feel like LeBron plus 3 and D players with AD on the block, it seemed like Christmas time. I don't know. I feel like I've been saying this for 10 years, but this is the one, like, I mean, there was when they had JR and Shump and whoever else on the wings in Cleveland. But I feel like this should be I feel like that's the ultimate LeBron team. 3 and D. He ain't even got to do that much work for real. He ain't got to do that much work. And in theory, Cam Reddish and Torian Prince, they're long, athletic. Uh, Prince is a defender, and all you got to do is knock down the three. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm over it all for real. I ain't gonna lie. I'm over it all for the Lakers.
I got a call yesterday from the homie, one of my homies, Knicks fan. I think I mentioned to y'all last night. He was asking me about all this stuff going on with Bron and the Knicks situation.
Yeah.
And well, Bron's already come out and said they're not gonna ask for a trade. Rich Paul and talked about that. Love Bron to death, but I don't want him. I don't want to think we are building something in New York right now, and I like to see, where this could go when we got everybody healthy, and then go into to see what our next year is going to look like too. We're still going to be holding on to some picks. So, but what I did find interesting, and they made sure to point out this morning when I got up, LeBron was entering Madison Square Garden last night. He had on some Nick colored sneakers.
Mm-hmm.
And then, ironically, I said somebody gonna run with this at the end of the when they interviewed LeBron when the game was over, and he was talking about the past 2 wins, beating New York last night and then beating Boston the game before. And he was talking about them going to which I got Charlotte next, I think. I said they would throw this big, huge, gigantic towel over his head, Nick's towel over his head. What I'm saying, to wipe off his foot. I'm like, come on, man.
He trolling.
Yeah, and I'm like,
he trolling.
Yeah. Bron, much love, respect to you, but we good. We good. We might have wanted you back in the day, but we good right now. We gonna.
Dang, so you don't want no old Bron, huh?
Yeah. But the trade deadline coming hot and heavy on Thursday, man. So we expect a lot of movement. I don't know if we're gonna make a move. I wouldn't be surprised now if we stand pat, but I'm still a believer. I want them to go and get another guard, relieve Brunson. And we hearing the names out there right now. Bruce Brown can be moved again. Jordan Clarkson, possibly. I don't know what that would take, but they would have to give up, to get him. Brogdon is out there, so I don't expect the Knicks to make any major moves coming into this week. I think they're trying to hold on to them chips until next year, but we'll see. Until the summertime.
Man, that's not bad though. The thought of Clarkson though might take a little pressure off of Brunson. I mean, I don't know what it does, but
we playing well now. But Taylor's will run you into the ground, bro. And now forcibly Cat's having to play because Mitch been gone a good part of the season, but we played now with 4 games, whatever, without with both Randall and OG.
Right.
Yeah, so it'll be very interesting. Did you have a chance to look at the All-Star lineups? I don't know if you can even see that.
I saw it in passing. Oh, I can see that. Let me see.
Yeah, I didn't know if you had any thoughts on either of these sides. The only thing I would say, of course, is that bias or not. First, I'm glad Jalen Brunson he made it. He made the All-Star, but everybody, mama, know he should have been starting over Dame Lillard. But I'm gonna take what we can get. He should start over Dame Lillard this year. That's popularity.
Didn't the fans get
That's part of the vote. That's part of the vote. It's part of the vote.
I mean,
Dame is that guy. Dame, one of my favorite players in the league, but Jalen Brunson deserved the starting spot over Dame this year.
Dame new to the East, and he's a borderline superstar. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah, and if you look at it, I mean, we're a game out of third. We actually ended the weekend. I think a game and a half out of second, honestly, but it's always a win-loss thing there. But anyway, what Jalen Brunson has done has been incredible. What he's continued to do through these injuries, through the teammates, has been incredible. And if you look at if we look at Milwaukee, and we watched them pull a crazy comeback last night, remember, against Dallas.
Yeah.
But the problem with them has been defense. Go back and look at the efficiency numbers defensively this year versus last year when Holiday was there. The problems that they've had when they have struggled has been on the defensive end. But they can shoot the lights out.
Yeah, they'll be fine.
And Dame is a part of that. Dame will shoot the lights out, but he ain't D'ing up too many people.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, they'll be fine. They'll be in the mix. They're gonna be right there when it comes down to it.
Let me tell you what's crazy though. We even got a chance to talk about Doc Rivers. Did you know that with that win last night, that pretty much has secured Doc Rivers as the all-star coach? Doc gonna be coaching the East, bro.
Hey, bring back Griffin, dog. Let that man pull up.
Like Doc said, I just got here, man. Y'all, come on, bro. I never asked, how'd you feel about the whole Doc Rivers hire anyway?
I'm not a Doc Rivers hater like some people are, it seems. I mean, I understand you like Doc Rivers always gets, because same as we were talking about San Francisco. You can be like Doc Rivers always has a good team, but they never quite finish the job outside of the 1 year in Boston. But they never quite finished the job. Mm-hmm. So if you wanted to take that approach, I get it. I think I'd rather have a coach that's been close consistently, than a coach that's not. But if they had gone a different way, I wouldn't have been shocked. I guess if they were trying to bring in a steady hand, I guess. A steady hand that was trusted, that has championship pedigree and the respect of players that were tough to coach. Maybe tough to coach. Maybe maybe tough players that were tough to coach at one point in time or another. But it don't matter. The coach ain't even that big a deal for real. When it comes down to it, if you don't play defense, it don't make no difference what the scheme is. Don't make no difference what he said.
You ain't play defense. What do you want to do? Cleveland, Tyloo situation?
You said what?
What they hoping for, a Tyloo situation over there? Get them in there and they make that run.
Yeah.
Replace the coach and make that run.
I guess that's what they're looking for, but I don't know. I mean, they could have took a left Doc. It's just kind of changed it. And I was going to say it's kind of changing who the scapegoat would be, but is it? Because they could blame Griffin for being a young coach if they didn't make it as far as they think they're supposed to make it. But now they're just going to put it on Doc. Be like, oh, no, another year that Doc Rivers didn't win a championship. Even though they had another coach that could have said the same thing.
Interesting. That's interesting. Doc said he giving his all-star ring and money to the former coach of the Bucks.
Hey, I like that. I hope that's
Bruce.
I hope that. I don't know if Bruce joking or not, but that I like it.
Only thing I saw Doc, I did see Doc talk about can he send his assistants and he just go on vacation or something.
Right?
I'm like, bro, this vacation you just got there. You know,
Yeah,
but
but
it's crazy though with him
you ain't supposed to be
replacing
there.
him when he was one of the guys on the committee to help get Griffin in there. I'm like, this cold world, bro.
It is.
Cold world.
Maybe he needed a little more time to get himself together before he took over. Like you going in there as an interim. I'd be around that
No.
a little bit.
Bruce ain't joking. He said it.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
I like that.
Good.
Okay. No doubt. So, big week in the NBA, though. Big week in the NBA.
What I was gonna say is, man, it's so much. We talked about it last night. Matter of fact, it's so much. The month of February is out of control. The month of February
too much.
is out of control. So now, not that a lot of us care, but you had the hockey All-Star game was yesterday, right? You got the Pro Bowl today. You got the trade deadline Thursday. You got the Super Bowl Sunday. You got Valentine's Day. You got the All-Star game for the NBA.
The whole weekend.
And the Grammys is tonight. Like, what is
going on?
Why is all this stuff going on? Black History Month can't get a break. We can't even celebrate black people because there's too much other stuff going on. Dang.
Oh, speaking of, not real on the lines what we're talking about, but we're talking about Black History Month. I do want to say this. Shout out to San Francisco. And I ain't talking about the Niners, man. The mayor just declared today, Willie Mays Day.
A word?
Yeah. And so respect the San Francisco and the mayor over that. Willie Mays, the great San Francisco Giant outfielder. I had a stint with the Mets, I believe, and then also what's that? The New York Giants. I don't know, but yeah, shout out to Willie Mays, man. Shout out to my mans.
Sure.
Oh, Bruce, funny you said that. I don't know. No, Bruce had our back. WNBA signings also, which is funny because within the next 5 minutes we about to get to that. So
yeah, Bruce. You think we're gonna let the ladies just slide by? Never. We love the ladies.
A lot going on. But speaking of the ladies, before we get to these signings, we got to talk about one thing.
JuJu
Watkins dropping 51 on the University of Maryland. And all I'm going to say for all of you that always wait, y'all wait till the women's tournament start to get familiar with some of these people. I've been urging you the entire year. Let's go get a head start, man. Let's go and get a head start. Watch this young lady play when you get a chance. USC has played plenty of ranked teams, and they've been holding their own. She's not disappointed in any game. But JuJu the other night dropped the first 50-point game this season in D1 for the women.
Hey, I saw a story. I don't know if it's true. Maybe you've seen it as well this week. That after they lost to, I believe, Washington a few days ago, JuJu was in the gym late night, and whoever was closing up the gym or whatever contacted their coach and was like, somebody's still in the gym. You want me to kick him out? And coach said, "Let Ju be Ju. Let her do her thing," because she hadn't shot well in the last couple games. And boom, here she come later in the week with 51 of them things. So I hope that story's true. I hope it's true. I read it today, this morning, but I hope it's true because that's dope. That's dope to see.
She's fire. I had a conversation with somebody the other day about her and Caitlin Clark, and I said, look, you're comparing two different players right now.
Right.
For everybody who got familiar with Caitlin Clark, you just know Caitlin Clark got unlimited range.
Right.
That's what you know about it. She can light it up way behind the 3-point line. She's deadly. Which as of today, she's 66 points away from passing Plum for the all-time scoring record. She's definitely going to get that. She's just neither more than likely going to be playing for Indiana. We would suspect joining Leah Boston. But this young lady right here, she can shoot from the outside. She got body enough to take you down low and post you up. And one of her prettiest moves is her spin game. She come in and back you down there and spin up off it. She got it. So you can score from just about anywhere on the court. And if you ever watch her play, the beautiful part is she's not scared of anything
at all.
She doesn't hesitate. She doesn't look nervous. She just goes at it, man. So, we were joking last night, and I was saying, she probably got that story where she probably always played with her brothers and her boy cousins all the time.
Right.
Yeah. So, like I said, but she's a 6-footer. She's a 6-footer, and she gets busy. And what a freshman campaign for her coming out of Sierra Canyon. So, but if you want to speak of the Caitlin Clark thing, though, look at this right here. If we want to compare freshman seasons, they want to put this up there. Just so y'all know.
Word.
Just so y'all know. All right. So, real deal. And she's playing against real competition. They're not going out there playing these Division II schools. They playing the real deal competitions, top 20 teams consistently. So, and they're ranked, I believe. What are they right now? They're number 15, I think, right now. They're number 15 right now. So, and what was impressive about their 51-point game, they did it against Stanford. And y'all know Stanford, the real deal. Tara Vanderveer keeps a squad. Yep. They got a couple of young ladies on that squad now that'll be playing in the WNBA here in a few months. But to put those type of points up against that competition is crazy. And then what did they score? They only scored 68 points, I think?
I think she had 75% of the total.
They didn't even she scored 51 points, and they didn't even score 70.
Yeah. They said that she had the highest percentage of her team's points in a game in the last 25 seasons.
That's ridiculously good. Ridiculously good. There's people to recognize. They know what time it is.
And you know what else was cool about her is that in the post game interview, you saw the video when she's sitting with the it's a man and a woman interviewing her as the I guess they're the teams, the USC sideline crew or the USC game crew. And dude is like 50 points, blah blah blah, and the woman says 51 to be exact, whatever. And she said the lady eventually said something like Caitlin Clark who or something to that effect, and JuJu shut that down real quick and was like blah blah blah, shout out to Caitlin. Because she was like, don't be putting that dirt on me, like I'm trying to, like I ain't thinking about her one, but I'm out here hooping, and you trying to act like it's between me and her, and I'm saying, love her game, let her rock, but this is what I do. I thought that was dope, especially for her being a freshman. She's young, so that was that was good. I like to see that.
Yeah, trust me. Those of you who will see her for the first time, she don't look like no freshman. I'm
right. Yeah,
she true. Don't look like a freshman on any aspect, on the court, off the court. I'm just telling you, ridiculously good. So shout out to that young lady, and I definitely cannot wait. I kind of wait for the tournament because I don't want this basketball to be over.
Yeah,
but I can't wait to watch all this stuff either.
Hey, before you go further, Prime, I just want to say something real quick. That's in the group. In the group, see that Randall shared that Killian Hayes has requested a trade from the Detroit Pistons, and they're shopping him.
Ooh.
Me personally, I'm like, so? How dare you request a trade from the Detroit Pistons? Like, what are you talking about, sir? Everybody wants to be traded.
That whole team probably want to get traded.
Everybody wants to be traded. How dare you act like that? But anyway, that's all. That's all.
Wow, so very interesting there. So things will start popping here shortly. Continue with the women before we roll out of here today.
Yeah.
As Bruce said, free agency is in full effect. And it's been somewhat eventful with a lot of things still to be determined, right? But the first big shoe that fell of course, was Skylar Diggins.
Yeah.
Skylar Diggins Smith, remember she missed all last year with pregnancy of her second child, made it back. And in some of the WNBA fan circles, I was sitting there laughing this entire year of them talking about how they didn't want Skylar Diggins on their squad. She's a team killer. She has an attitude. She has, and I'm like, okay. Just people didn't want. Then when she makes this move and she comes out and says, hey, I'm back in the league. I'm going to Seattle.
Right.
I'm glad she ain't on my team. I'm glad. And I'm like, okay, y'all ain't glad. But y'all glad she on your team. But understand one thing. Her and JuJu Lloyd about to be a whole problem.
Boy.
They about to be a whole problem when they play your team, bro. So I'm just hoping you guys really understand that backcourt and what what's about to go down. Just understand that.
The Notre Dame combination coming together. They both can handle the rock. They both get a bucket whenever they want to. They both can shoot. It's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem. And let them get any kind of low post presence at all. Let them get any kind of low post presence. Man, y'all ain't gonna do nothing with the people. For real.
Yeah, and it's funny you talk about a low post presence because one of the players who has yet to decide where she's going to play has talked about this team. It's popped up on her list. And
oh yeah.
And when I found out that this particular player was moving on, I thought about this before they got Skylar Diggins. And then now I'm sitting there thinking about, if she decides to go there, she's on this list right here. And it's some young lady in the middle, Nneka.
That's what I thought you were talking about.
Yeah, Nneka Ogwumike, I already told LA, I love y'all. It's been real, but I'm looking to move on.
Yeah.
And my first thought was when she did that, before the Skylar Diggins thing, and I was like, man, heard you, Lord, you get a couple of pieces. I kind of like that. But now, if they could somehow all end up on this team, that's crazy. That'd be a problem.
That would be a problem because Nneka go get hers one way or the other, off the boards or off the block or the short J. But yeah, that would be tough. That would be a tough three.
Now I'm gonna tell you what did surprise me about her too. Did you see the photo? Nneka sitting out there with Stewie and Naja Laney.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, how would that even work? Because I told Bruce knows, I said, Bruce, I don't know. Unless they won't bring in John Quell back, I don't know how that would work.
Exactly.
And then I slept on, I didn't even sleep on, I just took lunch. I took lunch and I got to eat and I started thinking about it. And I said, it would have to be some sacrifices there that would have to be made on that team. Could you start all of them together? Could you get her to agree to come off the bench? Like, does Laney the one that ends up sacrificing a little bit for the better of the team? Like, I don't know. Like, that would be crazy if that was to go down. And it's more than speculation because she is actually, her sister has confirmed that there is interest.
How that gonna work?
I thought about that too. I said, there's no way. I'm going from man for man. Somebody would have to sacrifice something.
Yeah, they already sacrificed. No. Now, like you said, if John Quell wasn't there, that makes more. I won't say it makes more sense because you always. I mean, I'm not mad at a team if you can afford to have all stars. Like if your squad can be stacked from top to bottom as far as your starting five, cool. But now we mentioned the John Quell thing. Imagine Nneka in New York and John Quell in Seattle.
Well, John Quell ain't going nowhere though. They they've already pretty much supposedly worked that out that she's going to be there.
Then
So
I don't get it. I don't get it.
yeah, I
I
don't
don't
think.
get
I
it.
think Chicago has popped up. Chicago has popped up. I don't like her. Well, I like her in Chicago. I just don't think at this stage in her career when she's
Yeah.
trying to, get another ring. That's definitely not going to be a move for her.
Nah,
I think to me, Seattle is the perfect spot
man,
for her.
that would be crazy though. That would be crazy. Yeah, she can't go to New York. Well, come on now.
Yeah,
What?
so
Who? Ain't but one basketball out there, Joan. And not that she needs the ball in her hand,
that's
uh,
what's the beautiful thing about her game. She moves so
but
well without it.
that then every like they sacrificed last year. They actually sacrificed last year,
Mm-hmm.
uh, just to make everybody happy. And plus, when you got Stewie, she gonna do the right thing. She gonna make the right plays. She don't need the ball in her hand, but you're better off a lot of times when she has the ball in her hand. But imagine add another person to that lineup that is proven and that still gets buckets, gets boards, gets whatever. To this day, yeah, it might be too much. It might be overkill. It might be overkill just a little bit.
Yep. So I'll give you another surprising one.
Excuse me.
Elena Deladon, because we already knew it was public that Atlanta had told Washington that she was ready to move on. Now they've cored her, so anybody know what it means when they core players? Basically, they've listed her as a player that is the top player and essential to the team. So she can't just go out and sign; she would have to be traded, right?
She's
And
a
it
franchise tag.
seems that Washington is willing to maybe try to help her facilitate some things. I don't know how deep that goes, but I'm gonna tell you what surprised me when I saw her supposed list of teams that she would be interested in. They're probably gonna shock you. Number one team on it was the Aces. So we talk about players all the time about you want to go to a team that's already stacked, or you want to do this, or you want to do that. She legitimately had interest from what we're hearing of trying to make something happen with the Aces. Now the Aces can't afford her, and there's no way to get her without making a trade to kind of disrupt what they've already got.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And you might say, well, shoot, I mean, yeah, you might get rid of a couple of key players, but you can put her with Age Wilson. That don't mean that don't mean it's gonna work out. We think it might look good, right? But we don't know. But it really surprised me though that she had the Aces on her list.
What did is her? What do you know anything about her sister?
Not really.
Okay, so if I remember correctly, she wanted to come to DC. Part of it was she wanted to be
Because well,
closer
yeah,
to,
because of her. Yeah,
yeah, closer to her sister.
right.
So is that no longer a thing? Like what? That's I thought you were gonna say all East Coast teams just based on that, but I don't know if that's really still a thing or what's going on with her sister.
Well, it's got to be something because you think about it, she went to DC and told them that hey, I'm ready to move on.
Yeah.
So whatever the situation is with her sister, and if that's still the reasoning, I guess that's already been worked out. You know
Mm,
what I'm saying?
that's interesting.
Family moved to New York, or I mean, but they ain't going to New York now, but or wherever she
Right.
ends up. Another name, didn't we talking about? We talked about last year, and these teams building these super teams, right? New York and Vegas. With some of these names floating out there, like her, like Necker, there's a possibility that we may be considering another squad a super team. You see what I'm saying? You gotta. Is it gonna be on the same level or no? But if I'm thinking if one of these folks ends up in Seattle again, I'm gonna say Seattle. Some people are gonna call them a super team.
Hmm.
I mean, you think about it, I know Skylar didn't play last year, but man, she
She's
six-time
still
All-Star, bro. A
she's
six-time
still
All-Star.
yeah, she's still Skylar Diggins.
She stayed every time it looked, she stayed in the gym.
Yeah.
You know, nobody but never disrespect Jewel Lord around me. You know how I feel about that. Them problems you don't want, bro. Them problems you don't want trying to check her. You can get a player over to that franchise like a NECA or a Deladon. I mean, it puts you pretty high on the ladder.
Right.
It should put you pretty high on the ladder, depending on how the rest of your team feels out. You got DeWanna Bonner at the end of this thing, and I actually thought she was going to retire. You might understand she was going to retire, but now, as she can always return with her significant other in Connecticut, there's some talks about her moving, and be a nice asset for somebody if that was to go down. But I thought she was going to retire. And she might have been making the comments, making it sound like that last year because of the fact of the contract situation, you know, and meaning that I don't know what I'm gonna do next year. So she made a comment along the way about her career winding down and and all this other stuff. So I thought she might retire.
But it ain't like she ain't still got game. She still get a bucket anytime she wants. So definitely can be an asset to somebody. But where?
Candace Parker. I don't think we're gonna see a lot from Candace until we get deeper and see how her rehab is going. But to my understanding, that Vegas still wants to bring her back. So that might be something we may not see happen in so many terms until we get closer to see how her rehab is going. Now, if you look at her on social media, she's going hard on social media. She's out there balling on that Peloton. You know, she's doing her thing. But there's mutual interest with her returning to Vegas.
Can't be mad at that.
Oh, no doubt.
Hopefully she gets to leave on her own terms as opposed to going out with an injury, even though it's with a ring, but still.
I would say probably the last two things while we're waiting on what happens with these players here. One thing that took place, Natasha Cloud is out of DC tearfully. You know, she loved DC. I watched an interview with her the other day when she was giving them love and she was talking to them about her new venture. And I think it's going to be good for Phoenix, right? And the reason I say it's going to be good for Phoenix is a lot of familiarity going on there, right? You got the fact that one, her and Taurasi reportedly been really good friends during the off season. They seem to communicate really well. You got Christy Tolliver. Christy Tolliver's associate head coach. Right. You know, they played together in Washington. And I also believe that is a team to watch as well when we're talking about the Atlanta Deladon situation. You know, you go places with players that you know. You know, that's another team to watch. But that backcourt, even in her advanced age, the backcourt on certain nights are going to be nasty, you know, Taurasi's advanced age. Because I think one thing that Cloud is going to bring to them is the fact that Cloud played defense. Mm-hmm. And Phoenix was one of the worst teams in the league on ball defensively and in steals last year. And Cloud going to bring you that energy. You know what I'm saying? She's going to bring you that defensive lockdown. So I like that move for them. And if they can land one of these other players, and then that might suddenly make them somewhat good again. You know, and of course, we can't forget about Brittany, you know, over there. So this is going to be a whole interesting roundup. And I would say the last thing for me, though, would be Atlanta. Tina Charles is back, you know, after taking the out. And I love this from Atlanta so much, Source, because, you know, gives my girl Cheyenne Parker some help down there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and we think about it, well, just a couple of years ago or 2 years ago, we talking about Tina Charles led the league in scoring. You know what I'm saying? She's back in the mix. So that's going to toughen some things up for them down in Atlanta. Pairing her down there with Alicia Gray and Ryan Howard. I'm excited for Atlanta, man, to see how things go down with them. So
yeah, and they threw
Jordan Cameron too.
Yeah, and they added Aerial Powers too.
Yep.
She a bucket off the bench.
I thought the Jordan Canada thing is interesting for me because you're going to a team that already has the guard play is going to be good regardless. And I know it's questions from a lot of LA fans on whether or not Canada was more fit at being a starter, full-time starter, or being a six-man. Right? So I want to see how they're going to use her in this mix. But I liked it for them, and I liked them for, like I said, Alicia Gray was one of my dogs too. I'm crazy about her, so I'm kind of interested to see how that whole thing shakes out as well with Atlanta.
Yes. It's gonna be interesting.
Translate to some more wins for them, I hope.
Got you.
Yeah, so but I know Cheyenne loving it. They're a fun team. They're probably for me one of the more fun teams to watch in the WNBA. When none of my other girls playing. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
Yeah. You got any thoughts on any of this or anything else?
For a minute I thought Courtney Williams, and I think Courtney Williams went to Minnesota. I was like, man, how they gonna have Courtney Williams and Ariel Powers on the same team? That don't even sound right. Sound like they ready to fight somebody. Like that's a feisty pair.
In the parking lot.
Yeah. But I saw that Ariel. I had missed that Ariel had gone to Atlanta. Signed with
Atlanta building some real depth. If they keeping all these people, they really building some depth. But that front line, man, I'm loving that front line. Cheyenne ain't got to anchor everything in there by herself.
Right.
Down there in the bottom. So.
In addition to Tina Charles, is going to be a positive.
Whew. Scoring, rebounds, defense, they're going to be a lot tougher, man. So I cannot wait for that season to get here.
Yep.
And I'm wondering, the crazy thing is with the NBA trade deadline this week, it's going to be funny to, crazy to hear if one of these WNBA situations that we were just talking about falls in the process. Especially, Atlanta or Nneka. I would think that maybe Nneka first because she can pretty much choose what she wants to do. In this situation where Deladon is going to be a little more complicated because it's going to have to be a trade facilitated in this one. So, but that's all I got. Oh, anybody that's watching, throw this out there on the hip hop tip. If you are a old school hip hop fan, please go check out the Kings from Queens documentary, a Run DMC. It's 3 parts. It's on Peacock. And for me, not to be biased, the fact that they're my favorite group of all time, but to me, it's one of the most well put together hip hop documentaries that I've seen. So I actually might run it back today. Since my plans have changed a little bit. So, but you haven't gotten into it, right? So not yet?
No, I just watched like 25 minutes of it last night. I was tired. After that, I was like, man, I'm going to sleep. I have to watch this tomorrow.
Yeah, so definitely get into that. If you guys have anything else to do when you get a free moment. I don't think you guys, real old school hip hop heads, will not be disappointed. They did a really good job with that. The old footage. The people they talked to, the LLs and the Rick Rubins and of course Russell Simmons, Curtis Blow, like you guys are gonna love it. And then so, what you got for the people?
I ain't got nothing, man. I ain't got nothing. Oh, I mean, we already talked about the Super Bowl squares. Of course, if anybody's interested, you can cop the book. Shorts from Source. I wrote it. It's me. See, boom, I'm right there. 31 thoughts, poems, and stories from me. It's $15 to the Cash App, $MICSOURCE. And I'll send your address. I will ship it out to you, and I will autograph it as well if you want it autographed. But if you don't want it autographed, you might still get it autographed. So,
And that'll work. And we'll be back next week. I don't know what time yet. I mean, the Super Bowl ain't till the evening. We'll see how our schedules work out, but we'll be back next week to talk strictly Super Bowl. And being the case, we may have a guest or two. We'll just see how things go, and that's gonna be it. But until then, we out.